Welcome in, guys. It is Brad with College SportsCast. We are here tonight because we are 1 day away from the NFL draft. Who's going to go top 5, top 10? Let's find out at the Big Fuss.
Can I please have your attention?
There's all a commotion around here.
What are you talking about?
Let them yap at you.
It's actually very exciting.
Welcome in, guys. It is Brad with College SportsCast. We are here to do an episode of the Big Fuss Show here in the midweek. I've got John Hammonds on here with me. What's up, Hammonds?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Well, it's been a crazy few weeks. We will get to a bunch of stuff a little bit later, but
all I can say is just hold your britches.
We're going to get to some stuff, but we've done a couple of portal shows the last couple of weeks and stuff. And tomorrow, John, is the NFL draft. And we here at College SportsCast, we love covering college sports, and college football is one of them. And tomorrow's a big day for a lot of prospects. Right? You're muted.
Yep, right. Yep.
There you go. All right. Before we get started here, I am going to mention our subscribers page. It looks like we did have somebody pick up a subscriber today. Trying to build this. Go online. It's only 99 cents. Go on Facebook. Hit that subscribers page. Hit that subscribe button. It's only 99 cents a month. That's all we ask. Very minimal. And it gives you your own chat that we are in and have some fun in, and sometimes do a little ranting in there as well. But we also post a lot of stuff in there, a lot of information that we are hearing, and interviews and all kinds of things in there. And you also get a subscribers page that you can post on. Excuse me. So hit that subscribe. It's only 99 cents a month. We appreciate you. We got somebody on here with us already. What's up, John Robinson? If you're on YouTube with us, we appreciate you as well. I got a tickle in my throat. If you're on YouTube, we appreciate you as well. We are trying to continue to grow that. I'm on TikTok and trying to post TikTok stuff now and threads. John's on Twitter. I am too, but I'm not on there as much as John is. Just trying to grow all different kinds of platforms here at College SportsCast.
Brad's tried to stay away from the chaos that's been going on.
Yeah, I try my best, especially this time of year, to kind of stay away from Twitter. I feel like it's a cesspool during portal season, to be honest with you. So that's just my opinion. I feel like it's an absolute cesspool during portal season. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess. All right. I'm going to start out tomorrow, John, is the 2026 NFL draft in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
It begins on Thursday. Tomorrow's the 23rd, so that's when the NFL draft is going to begin. It runs Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It is a 3-day event now. Tomorrow, John, is the first round only. You will get the first round on Thursday tomorrow. And what's up, guys? Josh, John. Appreciate you guys being on. UK football, I'm kind of excited about. We will get to that after the NFL draft talk. John, if you want to stick around, we'll try to do quite a bit of Kentucky football stuff. We did just cover the spring game, so we will get to some Kentucky football stuff after the NFL draft stuff that we talk about here. All right, John. Like I said, the first round picks are tomorrow. I'd like to run through the top 10 picks that we think might happen tomorrow in the draft. And John, I mean, it seems like it's a pretty foregone conclusion for the number one pick.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be Fernando Mendoza most likely. We got Arvell Reese, the edge from Ohio State. You got David Bailey, the edge from Texas Tech. Jeremiah Love, the running back from Notre Dame. Caleb Downs, the safety from Ohio State. Sonny Styles, the linebacker out of Ohio State. Mansour Delane, the real good cornerback out of LSU. Reuben Bain, the edge from Miami. He's going to be a big plus in that draft. My top 5, and I'm going to even go as far as this and say my quarterbacks. You got to look at Ty Simpson too, don't you, Brad? Garrett Nussmeier, maybe. Carson Beck, Drew Allar, probably in the later round, second round. I feel like this is a top-heavy quarterback draft with, Beck, Nussmeier, Simpson, Mendoza, Allar, and then there's some under-the-radar guys like Preston. The kid from SMU is really, really good, I think.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, John. I kind of feel like this is a so quarterback class, to be honest with you.
I'm talking about like in the top 40. There's some good value there with some quarterbacks.
But how many of these quarterbacks do you think? I'm not even sold that the Raiders are going to be getting a. Do you think he's going to be a top quarterback in this league 5-10 years from now?
I mean,
I'm not sold on that.
There's a lot of questions, but I think, it just all depends how the Raiders use him. Raiders have not been great with quarterbacks, let's be honest. So, you had Jamarcus Russell ended up being a bust. So it's just all depending on what happens with how the Raiders use him and whatnot.
With that said, John, I want to ask you kind of a pick six section here for us. We do a pick six section here on the Big Fuss Show, John. So I want you, your top prospects who you think out of this draft will probably have the most successful careers. Who do you think would be your 6 guys that you look at that long-term wise, like you're looking 5-10 years down the road, that'll have the most successful careers?
Man, that's tough because the edge class is really, really good. I'm going to go Reuben Bain being one.
That's one of mine.
Arvell Reese is another one. I think Keldrick Falk from Auburn is going to be really, really good. The cornerback from Tennessee, Jermon McCoy, is going to be really, really good. I'm going to tell you one that I'm kind of interested in is Caden Proctor. He's 6'7". He's got a nice frame. I think to me, he's better suited at guard than he is tackle. And Alabama has really had a track record of tackles drafted in the top 10. I think J.C. Latham was one, Evan Neal, Jedrick Wills. I think Cowboys drafted one last year.
What's up, Robert?
My thing with him, though, is his pass pro. His pass pro is not great, but his run is pretty good. Now, he did have a good year later in the year, I thought. But that's a guy that I could, see doing really, really well. Akeem Mesador from Miami would be another one. Romello Height from Texas Tech. David Bailey. Keontae Scott from Miami, the cornerback. I'm going to give you another one is Akeem Wheatley, the safety out of Penn State. I think he's really good. Penn State's had a lot of good talent hit the NFL. Micah Parsons being one of them, which he's on your Packers now. They really load up defensively. So I mean, I look at this draft.
So is this class going to be defensive heavy, you think?
I think it is. I mean, the edge class is really high up in terms of talent. So
Do you think there's going to be any like skill players that like really stand out of this class?
I think Jeremiah Love is going to be really, really good.
Yeah, he'd be one that I would definitely say.
But there's I don't know. I'm going to give you five underrated prospects that I think could probably. Well, I'll give you a few. Taylor Green from Arkansas. He's very intriguing, Brad. He's got a lot of athleticism, size. He's got dual threat ability. He's very raw as a passer, but the physical tools are there. And I feel like that gives him a really high ceiling.
While you're talking about these, John, I don't want to interrupt you, but while you're talking about these, I'm going to go ahead and put up day 2, second, and third round picks.
Yeah.
I feel like some of these guys might be day 2 picks here that you're fixing to talk about.
They are. And then you have the hidden gems, like Cyrus Allen from Cincinnati would be one. He's really, really good. He can stretch vertically. He's really good in the passing game. I don't know, Brad. Just George Gums Jr. maybe from Florida. He's really good. He spent a lot of his career at wide receiver and tight end. They moved him to linebacker and defensive end at Florida. He transferred from Northern Illinois. He's really, really good. He looks the part. He's very imposing off the edge. Florida has had a lot of great edge guys come out of the draft. So that's another one. Devin Moore would be another one. Injuries have kind of hurt him. He never really had a consistent playing time at Florida because he was always injured. But I feel like that's a guy that you can kind of take a chance on. There's a bunch of kids, Brad, that could be in the top 30 that are middle of the second round. So then you got the day 3 targets.
Well, that's my next one here. Day 3 targets is rounds 4 through 7, and I was going to kind of talk about some late round gems that you think that some teams might be able to pick up.
I'm gonna go D'Angelo Pons from Indiana. He's really, really good, Brad.
He's small, but man, he has it. He has the it. That's for sure.
He's got the it factor. Eli Stowers from Vanderbilt, tight end, won the John Mackey Award, best college tight end. Played really, really well with Diego Pavia. He's very explosive, very good in the slot. He's the kind of guy that gives you upside. He can cause matchup problems in the passing game. I'm trying to think of any more. Jake Slaughter would be another one. Florida, he's a center. He's very modeled to be that late offensive lineman that you kind of pick up, that people slide by and don't recognize.
There's some Kentucky guys here that I specifically want to ask you about here.
Kalen Farmer would be one, yeah.
In day 3. So let's start with the offensive line, because I feel like there's 3-4 guys off of Kentucky's offensive line that could slide into some of these day 3 late round picks.
Yeah, I agree.
Jalen Farmer,
Joshua Braun, Alex Safari, Jagger Burton is one.
Jagger Burton, offensive line.
Jansen Dunn, the cornerback. I think David Gusta to me would be very steely.
Yeah,
he's big frame, very good in the gaps. He can rush the quarterback. He's a guy that I would watch. I'm going to tell you one that nobody is talking about, and that's Kendrick Law.
There's two skill guys. That's Seth McGowan and Kendrick Law. Late in the like 6th, 7th rounds, I think both of those guys could be steals.
They could. I mean, McGowan. Listen, I love McGowan. His story is amazing. He started at Oklahoma, Brad. He got into some legal trouble. He went and resurfaced at New Mexico State, transferred to Kentucky, had a really good time there. He's very quick.
He runs so hard, man.
I feel like his lack of explosiveness is where he's going to be hurting. He's effective in short yardage situations. We saw him at Kentucky on the 3rd and shorts, the 2nd and 1s, but the lack of third down value with this guy.
Athleticism at the combine was off the chart.
It was. I agree. And then you got Jalen Farmer. He's a 2-year starter. He's got real good run blocking. He's got very good power. He's a drive blocker. He finishes his work. Farmer is one of those guys that he's going to block what's in front of him. But the biggest issue I had with Farmer at Kentucky is like his feet got in mud at times. Like he got pushed back quite a bit. And
in truth, though, John, there's like 5, 6, 7 guys that in the late rounds here could come off the board out of this, 5 and 7 Kentucky team.
And then you got Jagger Burton. I feel like, to me, they moved him around last year, but I feel like he's framed to play center.
Yep.
He can play guard, swing it.
I think he'll be a center if he's going to make it.
I think Burton does better when he has a zone-heavy running game. He's really good at protecting edges. He's good at his posture is really, really well.
He's an athletic guy for a big guy.
And I was talking about Augusta. He's got that first step quickness, Brad. He's really good with his hands. He creates a lot of pressure and havoc in the pocket. Now, he did not have a great year sack-wise in Lexington, but he has a spot to really be, to me, a one technique. I think he could be a one technique. I think he could pick up, a rotation job somewhere on a team, like come in off the bench, kind of be a rotator guy.
I got to ask you, how many Kentucky guys do you think are going to get picked in these late rounds? Like, I think there's a chance that they could have like maybe 5 or something picked.
There's a chance. I think the ones that are kind of due would be Gusta, Kendrick Law, Jagger Burton, and Jalen Farmer. Those would be the ones that you would kind of think would get.
That would be 4. Alex Safari is one that could come off. He might be a unrestricted free agent after the end, maybe. But I would not be surprised if in the late 6th, 7th round, if a team is not willing to take a chance on Seth McGowan.
Here's my thing with Seth, and I love Seth. I got to cover him last year. He's a great guy, great motivator. He loves the game of football. He runs hard, plays hard. But a lot of these GMs, they're very picky about their past.
That's true.
And I'm not saying that as a bad thing.
It only takes one team to like say, we're going to take a chance on this kid.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And listen, I love his story. I love where he came from. He basically, what's that old saying, Brad?
He was out of football for like a year and a half.
He betted on himself, basically. Let's just put it out there. and he had an opportunity, done really good with it. Now, he did have a few injuries last year that kind of knocked him out of a few games, but when he was in there, he played hard, run hard. Me and you said it, I think one night in the press booth. You said he runs like a guy that's getting ready to knock somebody's teeth down their neck.
I mean, he runs so hard, possessed almost like
a possessed man. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kendrick Law was another one. I feel like, they could use him.
Kendrick Law has all kinds of athleticism. He's quick. He can catch the ball.
But do you see Kendrick Law as a returner or a spot?
I think that could be where he could find a position as a return guy.
Because there's a lot of guys that get, drafted based on their skill. And based off their punt returns, kickoff returns, and there's been a lot that's made a career out of that in the NFL.
Yeah, I think that could be where he finds his position.
Go ahead.
I think he's good enough after a year of being in a system. He's good enough to try to be a third wide receiver on a team or something. I don't think he's going to be a star by any means. But I think he's good enough to be like a rotational wide receiver.
Yeah, I do. I mean, look at Eric Metcalf. Played for the Cleveland Browns. Joshua Cribbs, he was another one.
Yeah,
there's been some really good NFL guys that have.
Well, my question to you, but while we're talking about all this. This would be Mark Stoops' last Kentucky class here, going into the draft here. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Stoops has like 20, 25, 26, 27 NFL drafts out of his 12. Last year was 13 seasons.
Yeah,
can he get like 30, close to 30 picks here, out of his 13-year career?
It could happen, yeah.
And
that's not bad at a school like Kentucky. Let's be honest.
No, honestly, when you look at what Stoops has done as far as not only on the field, but as far as developing talent that could get to the next level at Kentucky, is pretty impressive.
It is.
All right, John. Anything else that you want to add to our NFL draft coverage here?
No, not.
Let's talk about your favorite team for just a second. They got the number 12 pick.
Oh boy, the Cowboys.
I just want to know from you, like I'm sure you're keeping up with it. Who are the Cowboys looking at for that 12th pick? Who do you want them to go get, and who do you think they're actually going to go after?
There's different reports. There's been some that said Sonny Styles, Reuben Bain was another one.
I think Bain will be gone by the 12th, but that's just me.
Yeah. Caleb Downs was another one.
He's
Jeremiah Love. That depends on if Dallas kind of moves up.
Yeah.
Arvell Reese was another one, very explosive. I feel like he's a top 3 lock, though. Some boards have him number 1 overall as talent-wise. So Dallas would have to at least move up to 2 or 3 or trade with somebody. But maybe David Bailey, but he probably won't be there either. He's probably a top 10 pick from Texas Tech.
Who have they had in for visits and stuff for that 12th pick?
I haven't really been keeping up with it, Brad. I've been all in on this whole Kentucky portal stuff, but I'm going to get into it a little bit tomorrow and kind of just see what's going on with the Cowboys. I do know that they need to address their cornerback position because, man, it was tough last year. They just couldn't guard anybody. They had nobody in the back end that could make a play. And it's Jerry Jones needs to kind of hit on some of these guys.
All right. Last question about NFL draft stuff. And I want to ask you, who do you think out of this draft class, quarterback wise, give me your top 3 quarterbacks that'll have the longest careers out of this draft class?
I think Preston Stone's going to be one that's going to surprise some folks from SMU.
SMU. That's a good one.
I think Taylor Green's going to be really good. I think Ty Simpson is going to be in a good place. And I'm going to say Mendoza, but I'm going to kind of keep the jury out on him. But who knows?
He's got a good back shoulder throw. I will give him that.
He does. And to kind of back off what I was saying about my Cowboys, my top targets, if I had to pick and if I was in charge, Arvell Reese, Mansour Delane, the LSU cornerback, C.J. Allen from Georgia would be another one, Keldrick Falk, Zion Young, the edge from Missouri. Guys like Arvell Reese and Styles and Downs are only going to be available if you trade up, because
they're not going to be available.
Now Downs probably has a shot at being to 12 because of value, position, depends on what everybody else does in front of him. And Reuben Bain and Mansour are probably not going to be there, but they could be there if Dallas trades up. Yeah. So I don't know, Brad. It just all depends. But I will say Dallas needs to kind of go after their defense. Their defense was atrocious last year. Now they got a defensive coordinator from the Philadelphia Eagles, which has been a real big plus. They added some guys from the free agency. They got one of your guys, Rashawn Gary, in a trade. I feel like Gary could be a really big fit for them. So we'll see what Dallas does tomorrow night. And they got the 12th pick, and I think they're 21st. So they're going to get 2 studs. So you better make good on those picks.
Yep, that's for sure, unless you trade 2 picks to trade up, which could happen.
It could. But knowing Jerry, you never know. The theatrics. The Jerry theatrics.
the geriatrics. That's what I call it.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. I'm not going to make fun of your Cowboys. I'll leave that. I'll leave that alone tonight.
Just be quiet over there.
I'm going to leave that alone. I just wanted to throw that in. They do pick 12th. We went top 10.
And I think
we went top 10, so I was going to throw that one in there.
I will say this. Please don't draft another offensive lineman. We got enough of those.
Well,
I mean,
look, Green Bay does the same thing.
You never can have enough linemen.
I get it.
Dallas needs to address their defense.
Green Bay seems to do the same thing. Offensive linemen, most of the time, occasionally a defensive lineman. It seems like that's what they go with. They never draft a skill guy, ever in the first round. Never, seems like.
They did last year.
I know. I was shocked.
Golden, yeah.
Yeah, I was shocked. But it seems like they never do that. All right, John, we're going to switch it up. We're going to get to Kentucky football spring game. The spring football game that we went to on Saturday, this past Saturday, John. It was really cool being there together. Let's start with that and getting to kind of be media together. And not only was you and I there, but Eric Bird was there for Bird's Eye View as well. And College SportsCast had 3 there at Kroger Field on Saturday. Eric was there taking pictures, professional pictures for us, freelancer. And then, of course, John and I was there. We did a game day experience after the game, about 10, 12 minutes. Hopefully you guys have seen that. But, John, we've had a few days to kind of gather our thoughts and what we've seen on Saturday. And not only that, they've kind of been making the rounds, doing some interviews and things the last few days. And they're just we're going to talk about the recruiting side in a minute, but what what do you what's your lasting thoughts from the spring game, from the spring practices that you're going to take with you till fall camp?
This is not the same Kentucky offense. What really stood out to me was the tempo was way faster, quick snaps, more spread concepts, design reads. Kenny Minchie, he didn't have the cleanest game, but he has really good footwork. He's got quick decisions. He's not flashy, but I feel like he fits this system perfect. The skill positions is we're going to have some really good wide receivers, Brad. And, there was a lot of guys out. There was,
the tight end room, I believe, is going to be spectacular as well.
Yeah. For me, Kentucky's offense this year is going to be more explosive. I don't think Kentucky's going to win many 2017 games anymore. Let's be honest. I think they're going to score some points, and I think they're going to be in some games. Now, that's a big shift compared to what Stoops brought. And to me, from the whole deal that we watched Saturday, they're faster. The offense is more modern. If the quarterback play, to me, stays steady, and Will Stein brought up a good point today. He was talking about the offensive line. He thought that they had 5 guys that could get drafted in the NFL. And I'm going to go ahead and say this, and I might get bombarded about this later on down in fall or whenever they play a game, but I would not be shocked if Kentucky upsets a top SEC squad this year.
I think there's possibilities for it for sure. I mean, you're talking about the quarterback play with Mincy. I want to kind of elaborate on his play from the spring game on Saturday, what we got to see. I mean, basically, John, we've seen about a quarter and a half of play. Something like that is about what we've seen before they called early because of weather. But I thought he was really steady when he was inside the pocket. And made some really good throws when he was inside the pocket. But I will elaborate a little bit and say there was a couple of times where he was chased out of the pocket and he threw the ball back over the middle against his body and made a couple of mistakes.
I'll say that to say this with what you just said. You do that against a team like Florida, Alabama, that's probably going back to the house.
Yeah, and one of them was like inside the 10-yard line. I mean, it was, they were driving and was in kind of inside. The ball was picked off on this play right around the goal line.
Yeah, it was around the goal line, yeah.
It's right around the goal line, if I remember. I'm hoping that Joe Sloan and Will Stein and stuff really point those out. I'm sure they will. They have all the expertise in the world to do it. I'm not saying they won't. I'm sure they will. But there was a couple of throws where he was chased out of the pocket, and instead of throwing it in the stands, he threw it across his body into the middle of the field.
I'm going to say, I'll say something
which is
else.
not good, especially in the SEC, with all the talent the SEC has.
I'll say something else that you kind of brought up Saturday when we was kind of watching it together is you're a big fan of the tight end play, Willie Rodriguez. Yeah. I actually think this offense is designed for this kid. There was one play where he broke off a 20-yard gain under the middle, which was absolutely beautiful. And, and let's be fair, Brad. They had one lineman out. They had a couple wide receivers out, maybe 3. They had a couple running backs out. This is not going to be your normal lineup, what we saw Saturday.
No.
Nick Anderson was out. Baxter was out. Javonte Barnes was out. There was a lot of guys out. Turd was out. He was nursing the injury.
DJ Miller was out.
DJ Miller was out. So there was just a lot of guys that did not play. And it was more or less a glorified scrimmage. Let's just call it what it is. But I'll say this. From the defensive side, that side of the ball, I like the energy. I like the edges. I asked Will Stein a question about what he thought about, the position groups. And he said he really loved the edges and how they come to the quarterback and they was going after the quarterback and they was bringing some pressure. There was a couple plays where, in a game where Kenny Minchie might be sacked in the backfield. The SEC defenses are a lot different than they are Youngstown State, Kent State. You're going up against some dogs when you're playing against teams like Georgia, Alabama, which you don't play Georgia this year. You skip a year and you play them, I think, next year. But Texas A&M early. DJ Miller is really good. I love DJ Miller. The kid can play. I'm going to give you one that nobody's talking about. Is a freshman, Kenny Darby Jr.
Yep.
That kid.
Darby had a really good spring game.
The kid is going to explode. And the way he can put stress on defenses is going to be fun to watch.
Honestly, with those three guys out, wide receivers, like he was really looking for Kenny Darby.
He was. And there was one play I think where he tried to catch the ball, but he got hit. It would have been an unbelievable catch, but he didn't catch it. He dropped it. But
he had four or five pretty good catches. Slant.
I'm going to say this. As far as on the football side, I got there – I think you got there a little bit after me. I got there around – it might have been 8:45, 9 o'clock. There was people lined up all the way in the parking lot. There is a vibe in Lexington that we have never, ever experienced. And I know people say, well, Stoops had these top classes. Stoops done this. Well, let me say this. He's not recruiting at a blue chip level like Will Stein is. It's a different kind of player. Usually you see a lunch pail guy, chip on the shoulder kids. These are the more talented kids.
Yeah.
The top 30s, the top 20s that Will Stein's going after. And he even brought up a good point today. He said, if I don't get the best players, you're going to talk trash about me.
Yeah, he did.
That's what he said, right on KSR. So the guy understands. He knows. He has the resources. He's got NIL. He's got to see. Here's the thing about Will Stein. He's got a staff and people around him that know football and that can connect with these kids.
They've built a lot of good relationships at a lot of good schools. I mean, you got Oregon, you got LSU, you got Texas A&M, you got, a lot of big time schools that a lot of these guys have been at and built a lot of exciting relationships. And I think that's helping.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right. Coming out of spring, I made a post on Facebook today. You can go on our Facebook page, College SportsCast, and see. I put out a post on kind of a depth chart and possible starters coming out of spring. Mm-hmm. John, offense. Let's start with that. Everyone knows that Kenny Minchie is going to be the starting quarterback. Offensive line, I think we know 4 of the 5 starters for sure. Yeah. And Malachi Wood is competing for that right tackle spot. But let's go through the offensive line. I think we know 4 of them.
Yeah. Kenny Minchie, like you said, is the quarterback. Running back's probably going to be C.J. Baxter, Jason Patterson, Javonte Barnes. Wide receiver is going to be, I think, Shane Carr is going to be one. Nick Anderson, DJ Miller. Jacaden Ferguson's going to be getting some spot minutes. Brock Kaufman will be another one.
Kenny Darby
to see Xavier Daisy playing a real big role as well. He's another one. Kenny Darby, like you said, Denarius Gray played well, I thought, Saturday, the freshman. Prince Gene is another one. He's a freshman. And then you got the tight ends. You got Willie Rodriguez, Henry Boer, Michael Skinner made a big play in the spring game. I feel like he's really, really going to be really good. And then you got the offensive line, Lance Hurd, Mark Robinson, Malachi Wood, like you said, Tegra to Shabola, the Ohio State transfer. Then you got guys that Max Anderson.
Well, you got Colton Price as your center.
Well, you got Olas, the Alabama transfer.
Olas, the Alabama transfer.
Yeah,
I think
Cameron
Miller's
Miller's going to be good, freshman. I think he's going to be good for them. And then the defensive side of the ball, you can just throw crap at the wall and hope it sticks. Just they got
Tavion Godson, I think, will be one. I think your big guy from that they call pork chops from Purdue, from Lexington, Harkless. I think Harkless will be up there as a big dude in the middle on that defensive line.
Another one. Jaden Williams is going to be good. Jaden Williams, there's a lot of talk about him out of camp.
The linebackers will probably be Grant Gottfried and Elijah Bo Barnes. Your inside linebackers there. Your safeties, I think you're going to have Ty Bryant.
Yep.
You're going to have
another one. Well, he's going to be your cornerback. Terrion Nichols. Grant Grayton's going to be another one. Nasir will be there. Kevis Thomas, the transfer from Maryland. Martellus Carter's going to play some.
Yeah.
I like Martellus Carter.
I like the safety bunch, though. I was going to bring you got Ty Bryant that's going to be a really big leader on this team.
Jordan Castile, Aaron Gates. Cyrus Reyes, the transfer from Mississippi State. And then you got the punter, Thomas O'Hara, one of the top punters in college football. I think he comes from Murray State.
Will we see the punter a whole lot this year, though?
I mean, we probably will.
But maybe we only see the punter a couple of times a game.
I'm going to give you a name that I've really heard has been very impressive in camp, and that's Antoine Smith. I've heard a lot about him.
Yeah.
So Lorenzo Cohen's another one. But I love Grant Godfrey. I think Grant Godfrey is so good. The kid just plays hard.
Tavion Wallace will be a linebacker that's in rotation, that's playing, which is a lot of Kentucky fans remember his brother.
Yep, Trevin. Yep,
Trevin. Yeah. So those are kind of some of the starters and depth pieces coming out of spring that we can expect to see probably in the fall. And then, John, I want to get to you kind of touched on the recruiting side of this, man, but gosh, there is a ton of buzz that's going on. I mean, today got another 4-star defensive end from Cincinnati, that is committed.
Kentucky has a top 10 class. I know it's early, but Brad, they're winning battles against Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, Oregon. They got the 4-star safety Tristan Hughes. There's some linebacker targets that's trending Kentucky. They flipped the kid from Auburn the other night. They're building.
They named the number 2 quarterback in the whole class.
You know where I think he's winning, Will Stein? I think he's winning with relationships. The energy. He's selling an offensive system. He's closing on elite prospects. And let's keep it real here, Brad. His first full class isn't really his yet.
No, this 27 class is his first real class.
His first real group. And you talked about it. If he wins 7-9 games and shows a lot of production, I think it's going to now. If he loses a few, you could lose a little bit of momentum, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to is Like all this momentum's awesome and everything that's going on. Like you said, top 10 class going on right now. And it looks as if he's just going to keep building that. I mean, he's got top running backs tagging, Jake Narot and on X. And I mean, it looks as if that momentum is going to stay through summer here.
I'm going to tell you now when they're
what I'm going to say, John, is this. When fall kicks off, the one thing that Stein and company, Sloan, has got to do is they got to put points on the board and they got to win some games, because that momentum that is really exciting right now could be shifted pretty quickly if you start out 2-5. It could be. Depends on how you lose. If you go 2-5, are you losing in the fourth quarter by a touchdown, or is Texas A&M beating you 41-10?
Yeah, it's a two-edged sword, a double-edged sword. I'll say this too. Another guy that most don't know is Jalathan Mayfield. He's a linebacker. He's training towards Kentucky. He's a very good anchor on a defense side of the ball. They got multiple Ohio kids, DBs, wide receivers. There's a lot of guys that are emerging in the, in-state, Kentucky. They're in the mix for them. He's clearly targeting, Brad, fast receivers, quarterback athletes who can operate quick. Defense, I think he's using a lot of speed, versatile linebackers, not the old school that, Mark Stoops had with the thumpers. I think it's the more speedy guys that, can pop a top off the defense a little bit. Mayfield fits that. Mayfield kind of fits that mold. Higgins committed today, chose Kentucky over Indiana. And a lot of Indiana fans was not happy. They said, I read one article where said, why in the world would they go to Kentucky? Well, the reason why is because of Will Stein's. And I've always said it.
Tony Washington Jr. had a whole lot to do with that too, to be honest. But yes, Stein as well.
What's that old saying? Everybody wants to play for Will Stein.
All right. So Adam Brown says he thinks they're going to be better than what the record says. Listen, I'm going to say this. If you go and you look at early predictions for SEC seasons all around, if you can still get 4.5 wins, go bet it, because I'm thinking absolute for sure Kentucky is going to climb above 4.5 wins.
And I'm going to say this too. Looking at their schedule, Brad, I feel like these are some of your toss-up games.
Way to go, Madeline. Appreciate that. She got a shirt from us. She says she loves hers. Go check out our shirts. We've got them on the Facebook page. Go check them out.
Toss-ups, Florida would be one. South Carolina. I'll even say this. I think Tennessee's a toss-up this year.
I mean, I think it should be.
And to be fair, we haven't played great in Neyland Stadium. Let's be honest. Every time we go there, I feel like that.
No, but we got a whole new team and a whole new vibe, a whole new group. It's not going to be the same. That you just can't keep up with Tennessee's spread and everything. I don't think.
No, it's going to be a little different. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I think that's going to be a little bit different, but I will say this, talking about Adam, and he said, they're going to be better than their record. They do have a tough schedule, especially the first 7 games.
They do.
If you go look at the schedule, it is tough.
Let's be fair, though, Brad. They play Alabama at home. Now, if they had played Alabama and A&M back-to-back, I could kind of agree with that. But they do at least get a home game in Alabama. So, and then they go on the road to A&M.
Yeah. But then they also go on the road to Oklahoma.
Yep.
They're on the road. They're on the road to South Carolina, I believe. It's not an easy schedule to start out. Kentucky does have 5 SEC road games this year. They have added one. They only have 4 home games, 5 road games this year. So it is a tough schedule. I'm going to say this. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you guys exactly where I think the win total is going to be yet. We still got a whole summer to go, and SEC football media days, and I want to get into fall camp before I do that and actually pick the number. But I will say this: if 4.5 is still the betting line, if you can find that, go bet it, because I think they're going to be over that.
Yep, I do too.
100%. I love what Will Stein is doing. If you go listen to his, like, he's been on all kinds of shows the last few days after spring ball.
So much publicity that's happening.
Yes. Like, I love it and love hearing him speak and talk. Matter of fact, John, I may try to get him on our show and see if we can get him on our show. That would be fantastic if we could. So I just want to throw that out there because I am thinking about trying to get him on now. He's been doing bigger shows. He may not do that. So I'm not saying for sure that we are. I'm just saying it would be kind of neat if we could, is all I'm saying.
and hear him kind of go on about his knowledge of the quarterback play and the way he runs his offense. He's got a mind for football.
Oh yeah, man. It'd be really, really good, great, man, to be honest. All right, John, we're going to get to basketball stuff, and this is where the show may go off the rails here for just a minute. I mean, honestly, I hope it doesn't, but I mean, I hate to say this, but in reality, Kentucky basketball is not in a real good place right now. Tyron Stokes still has to make his announcement. None of us really know. There's speculation. People say it's not looking good, but nobody really knows. I will say this: Kansas roster is not much better than Kentucky's. Kentucky actually has more players. I'm not exactly sure what he's going to go into at Kansas either, to be honest with you. If he does go there, Nike is going to have a big role in this. Does he wind up at Oregon? And there's a lot to that, but I want to back up here, John. I feel like Pope has left a lot of undesired stuff here with the way he has handled just recruiting alone in the last year. It feels like he's been close on guys and then can't close them, or he's been close on guys and then just ignore them. The Mika Murin guy is one that comes to mind that still has not decided that 3 months ago was a lean. And then we ain't heard a thing about him. As far as I know, he ain't even mentioned him, ain't seen him, ain't, nothing. I mean, we ain't heard nothing. Like, I feel like he's missed on some guys and negotiations haven't went well. What do you think is some of the main keys of what is actually going? Like, why is it so messy? What are you thinking about that?
I don't really know. I don't really know, Brad. To me, Kentucky should be winning more recruiting battles than it is right now. Let's be honest. Anything under top-tier SEC finish, you get a lot of pressure. Even solid years get criticized, okay? The most frustrating thing to me is the inconsistent results, the stretches of the blowouts, rotations, roster construction. You got media already floating replacement coaches. You got rumors about the next coach narratives. That alone shows that he's not secure here, Brad.
I mean, I'll say this here at College Sportscast, we are not going to run people down. We're not going to be ugly to nobody, and I don't mean that just for him. I mean anybody at the program, any kid, any coach, any administration. That's not what we do here, but we do have to kind of evaluate what's going on. And for me, John, there's just some things that I think Pope has missed on. And I know a lot of people are going to be calling he's missed on this recruit and this one and everything else. That's not what I'm talking about. Like, he went into this year talking about a GM. He has hired this Keegan Brown guy just a week before, 10 days before the portal opened. But he called that player management guy. He didn't call him a GM. There was even talk that this isn't the GM, that there would be another one. I think it's a miss, John. Like, he clearly has struggled closing deals and negotiations, okay? And to not have a GM in place, I think that is clearly a miss. I'll give you another one. He's doing this whole portal, John, without a complete staff.
Yeah.
He has let Brooks go, Alvin Brooks go, and Jason Hart went to SMU, and he's only hired Mo Williams. Mo Williams is not the associate head coach. And it doesn't look like Mark Fox is doing much right now. And he is doing this and managing this whole portal without a complete staff. And that's worrisome. Like, what is going on? Why are we operating without pieces that would be so important? Why are we doing that, John?
Here's the bigger picture. Pope has added some pieces. You know, we got Wilkins, he got Diallo, but you still need a star level transfer, and they haven't got it.
I mean, he's went after some guys.
The Milan kid from
you can't believe everything you hear. So I don't know what's going on behind closed doors with negotiations and things of that nature.
Well, let me be honest, Brad. Look at some of the other portals teams. Tennessee is one.
There's some that's doing good, but then you look at Kansas. You look at
Arkansas.
Arkansas has not been doing all that great right now, to be honest.
No, but they did rebuild some of their guard play. They got the Wilkinson kid from Georgia. So, Brad, I don't know, man. I'll be honest with you. I know we cover them, and like you said, we're not going to run people down. We're not going to, chastise Pope or any of, the staff.
Anybody, honestly.
But I'm very disheartened. And I love this program better than anybody in this world. I've been a UK fan since I was a kid, since Jamal Mashburn. And I've never, ever, and even the Billy Gillespie years was tough. And I'm not saying it's as bad as Gillespie was. But as a whole, as the university, it's in a tough spot.
I think Hawthorne's going to be a ton better player. I think Potter is going to be a ton better player than any Kentucky fan thinks that he will be, to be honest. I think both of them will.
And
I've seen both of them in the blue-white scrimmage.
I'll just be honest with you, Brad. I'm very disheartened. I don't know what else to say, to be honest.
Well, I mean, here's my thing. Like I said, why are you operating without a GM? Why are you operating without a complete staff during portal season? These are real legitimate concerns of why you are operating half-staffed, basically. I mean, I just it really doesn't make sense to me. Like, Pope can't be everywhere. He can't talk to everybody. And when you only got half your staff, that's an issue. I mean,
what I think another issue is, and a lot of fans are not going to like this, but it's the truth. He sat and put his eggs in a basket on Tyron Stokes.
He has 100%. And because of that, I think it cost him players like Holt, Christian Collins, down the road. I think his leaning towards Tyron Stokes the entire time has cost him some recruits, to be honest with you, out of the high school class.
And now you got the McBride kid on campus, and you got fans.
And I'm going to be honest with you, the McBride kid, he's going to be enamored with Kentucky. He probably never got recruited by any of the big schools. Now, whether or not another one comes on board right now and you have a battle, a bidding war, but that kind of kid is going to be enamored by Kentucky basketball. He's not a bad player. He's not a bad kid. I don't know. Like, he would be a probably a really good bench piece, John, to come off the bench, 6', 7 guy. I'm not gonna like downgrade somebody at all. We're not going to do that here. He would be a really good bench piece to come off the bench. But like you said, you still have to have one or two really big pieces.
You do.
I think it's forward positions. You got to have a small forward and a power forward. And is it the Iowa State guy? Is it the Baylor guy that just went in the portal? I don't know. We will see.
You know, Mario Maitland, a real good friend of mine from KSR, he made a good point. He was talking to a fan on Twitter about 30 minutes ago. He was talking about if he does decide to commit, maybe consider supporting him as a Kentucky fan if you are one. You know, Kentucky's had Antonio Reeves, Ainsley Almanor, Nate Sestina, Kellen Grady.
Really good kids that come here and have played good ball. Amari Williams.
Here's my thing about it, though, Brad. I like McBride. He's a good player. I really do. But he cannot be a starter.
I mean, I don't think you should plan on the kid being a starter. Now, if he comes in and just balls out and 10 games in and is playing like crazy and competing and on the floor and looks like a starter and he winds up being a starter, then I'm good with that. I just don't think that's the kind of kid that you can plan on being a starter.
Well, and then you got the Gabe Dines kid. I have no issues with it. But if that's going to be your backup option to Marino,
I mean, you got Potter. You got Potter as well that I think will be probably a pretty good player. I've seen the kid play. He's a good shooter as well. He shot 40% 2 years at Miami of Ohio from the three-point line, and he's a 7-footer.
I don't know, Brad. I just don't want to be in that place. You know, like you said, we're here to be positive. But right now,
I mean, it's not necessarily positive.
It's really hard to be.
But constructive is something that everybody needs to remember. If you're a fan, you can't run the program and players down. Be constructive.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I mean, you want the program to be good and have good players, then be constructive. Honestly,
You can talk about a coach or a player and have constructive criticism, but there's another part of it where on the fan side, not all fans are bad. I'm saying just some Kentucky fans, the X crowd, are they're delusional. They're out of control. It's like, well, this player sucks. A and B player sucks. Well, let's be fair, Brad. No wonder nobody wants to come here.
yeah, the fans suck too.
They do.
And like I said,
And I'm going to say this from that point of view.
The X,
Not all
the Twitter is a cesspool.
Not all the UK fans are bad. Let's leave it at that. They're not all bad. But there's that little group in a bunch that ruin it for everybody.
Well, I went on a little rant last week about a few things, so I'm trying not to this time. But honestly, the media is part of it as well. It's not just fans. You are right about that.
I do agree with you.
There is media that is just as much a part of it as the fans are. And Josh brings up Matt, and honestly, he likes to stir it up on his radio show. Let's be honest. He really does.
I'll say this too. At the end of the day, we all want Mark Pope to succeed and do really well here.
To be successful, and I know Mark Pope does too.
He's Kentucky. He's Kentucky through and through. Yeah. And right now, it's in a tough spot. And I'm going to say this. The last few weeks of this portal, you've had memes go up, the Whiff King, the
ugliness, John. I mean, honestly.
It's pure ugliness. And I'm going to be honest with you. And it's not just Kentucky fans. It's rival fans, people making jokes.
National media.
National media. And I'm going to even go as far as saying this. I think this is a sabotage to get rid of him.
I mean, it could be. I don't know.
To force the Kentucky fans to act up.
I know there's some things that need fixed. People, there's still fans out there. Josh, honestly, it keeps asking me about Tyron Stokes. There are still fans out there that feel like that this one recruit, this one guy is going to come in and be the savior. I feel like it's going to take more than one guy.
Yeah. You're not going to be able to just have Tyron and that be it.
I hope that Tyron does come to Kentucky. Look, if you're listening, Tyron, if you're listening, Tyron's agents, people, handlers, we would love to have you at Kentucky. Kentucky has all the tradition in the world. No fan base will treat you better if you come here and show out and win. I promise you, you will never have another fan base that will treat you better than the Kentucky Wildcat fan base, the Big Blue Nation.
And I want to say something else to back this up. I made a post earlier on my personal page, and I want to clear some things up. I'm not advocating for Mark Pope to be fired. I'm not. A lot of people think that, but it's not the case. I'm concerned because of where it's going. Between the fans, the media, the recruiting.
There's just a lot of things that needs cleaned up, John.
There's some legitimate concerns that I have concerns about. I love the man. I've met him. I cover him. He's one of the nicest guys. You know, he loves his family.
And he loves this place. He loves Kentucky.
This place. But there is some legitimate concerns surrounding this whole program. And I don't know what gets it fixed. I don't have the magic wand.
I don't understand why somebody is not telling him that he needs to complete his staff and hire a GM and do the things that is going to help him build a better program.
Well, and I think too, all this national media stuff, like I'm just going to throw his name out there, Jeff Goodman. And he probably sees this, and that's all right. I might get blowed up, but that's all right. Like at the end of the day, the downing of Kentucky, like for instance, I'll give you an example. Tennessee had a commitment the other day from Terrence Hill, right? Well, everything's all fine and dandy with their backcourt, but Zoom Diallo and Alex Wilkins is not a decent backcourt. Like they don't mesh.
I mean, on Saturday when Wilkins committed Friday, Saturday, everybody was saying that might be Pope's best backcourt. So I don't know where you're getting. Like he has some pieces in place. He's got a good center with Moreno. He needs a small forward and a power forward. And a few bench pieces.
He needs a stretch forward. He needs a guy that can stretch the
defense. He needs a stretch forward and a small forward that can get his own shot and drive and get his own bucket, and a stretch forward and a couple of bench pieces. That's what he needs.
And I'll even say this, Brad. Everybody's pointing. I'm just going to throw it out here while we're on this topic. I'm seeing a lot of crap about Billy Donovan. And I want to bring this up because this has been news.
It is, but I am so tired of the Kentucky fan base bringing Billy Donovan up every time the wind blows. This has been going on for 30 years. Lord have mercy, get over it.
Now, we don't know what's going to happen next year. We don't know what Pope's going to do. For all we know, he could make a run and get to the Final Four and slide his head all over everybody's.
Like Billy Donovan was put on this planet to be the Kentucky basketball savior or something. I'm just so tired of it for 30 years.
And here's my issue, Brad, with that. With the whole, articles happening, everything, making headlines, that puts a cloud over Mark Pope in a bad light because he's the current coach, right? And you got all these people pushing other coaches to Kentucky next year, and you got a current coach that's doing nothing he does next year. Lose, win. It's
all a bunch of crap. I mean, nobody knows what Billy Donovan's going to do. Heck, there's jobs that's opening up right now in the NBA. There's coaches that's probably going to retire. Chicago just opened with Billy. I mean, I'm hearing that Chicago could be a play for a college coach. I'm not going to throw out any names right this minute, but look for that. There's talk that Golden State is going to be in play for a big-time college coach. To be honest with you, if that happens, and if those happen, who knows where Billy Donovan's going to wind up? Lord,
I got to tell you something. So apparently, Tyron Stokes posted a
if that kid posts another picture with Adidas or Nike in it, I might smack him myself.
I kid you not. There's a post going around. I don't know if it's on Instagram or whatnot, but it says,
it's a playful smack, guys. I'm not going to I'm just talking about a little playful, smack upside the head. Come on, man.
Tattooing the number 1 ranked basketball player in the world. And guess what's on the background of the TV? Wildcats at Rupp Arena, the floor.
God, everybody puts so much into this, man.
He is he's the biggest troll. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you right now. It's just insane. Make the call, Tyrant. Everybody is tired of it. Everybody. Everybody.
The tattoo is going to be the reveal. Somebody put that dang TV in the background. He is definitely going to Oregon. Somebody put.
I mean, good grief,
goodness.
man. All right, John, I'm going to move on to something here, and I need you to just hang with me, okay? Just for a second. Did you hear that?
Quiet.
That's because you can hear a damn pin drop with Kenny Brooks and what he's been doing. Like, my Lord, man, can you get active just a little bit? I love you, dude. I love you. You have no idea. I want you to be so successful here. And the women's game is so different than the men's. There's nobody going out there and getting $8 million and signing for 10 million, asking for 10 million or 6 million or any of that. The girls' game is so different than the men's. A lot of these girls, I mean, there's money involved, but a lot of these girls are signing for 300, 400, 500, okay, thousand. They're Audie Crooks, okay, the top girl, or one of the top girls in the portal here, Iowa State. In the portal, everybody's like, oh, well, Kentucky could never get her. Guess where she goes? Oklahoma State. You know why she goes to Oklahoma State? Because they contact her and they give her an offer that she can't refuse, okay? Kenny, make some phone calls. Like, you have a squad here. You have to get a couple of big girls that can play. Abby Brown is still available. Get her. Pick her up. I don't know why you didn't call Skylar Forbes from Marquette. I don't know why you didn't call Tilda Triger from NC State. This girl went to Washington, for God's sakes. I mean, come on. She's 6'6" and can play ball, block shots, everything that you do and everything you play. I mean, your whole system around Clara Strack. Why are you not in on these girls? I don't understand. Make the phone call. I mean, give me the go and I'll make the phone call for you, Kenny. I'll do it. I don't care. I mean, Josh Patterson, make the phone call. Hicks, make the phone call. Coach Rad, make the phone call. Where are you guys at? I love you guys. I love every one of you. I want you to be so successful, and I love covering you guys. Love covering your team. Love covering the girls. Love being a part of it. You hear that? That can't be what's coming out of Lexington on the girls' side.
Mm-mm.
Get involved. You're going to tell me, well, they quietly, and I mean, it's like they're playing quiet as a mouse. You remember that game when you was a kid?
Yeah.
When you're playing quiet as a mouse, you know? It's like they're playing quiet as a mouth, and they got Ayanna Patterson and Diana Collins from Alabama, but there's no talk. They've made no phone calls. Nobody knows nothing. Talia Goodman, who is Jeff's daughter, who I fully respect and know, is a great, great person on the women's side that knows a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes. And I promise you, not one word. It's like shh, we're in a library.
Oh, and you know, I pay attention to Skim Milky. You know, I read a lot of insider stuff, and there's a lot of things that come out.
We're in the library, John. Shh.
And there's no GIF for Kentucky. There's no
What's going on?
Who knows?
I don't understand. Everybody's like, well, they must not have any money. I mean, come on. They got Claire Strack. They just had, they had enough money to go get Georgia Amore. They had enough money to get Amelia Hassett, Tiani Key. They had enough money to go get Tony Morgan, who was the starting point guard at Georgia Tech. I mean, I don't like, they've got 3 McDonald's All-Americans coming in out of this class. Those aren't free. All right. I promise you they're making some money. There is going to be a little bit of change there that you have to pay to get those McDonald's All-Americans. Like, I don't know, man. I'm telling you. It's like they're playing quiet as a mouse or something. Like, the one thing I love what Stein's doing is, man, he's all over the place. And he's talking, he's everything. Like, we got 2 basketball coaches in Mark Pope and Kenny Brooks. When the season's over with, they go into hiding. I mean, it's like they're groundhogs. They go underground somewhere.
In a bunker.
They go into hiding. Like, get out there. Keep your name out there. Do interviews. Talk. Like, do some press conferences.
The thing about Pope, to add to that, another thing was the PR stuff. Like, after the season, we've not even heard from him. Well, I get it. He's wanting to build a team, but at the same time, you see a lot of coaches doing interviews.
Create some excitement. Like, come out and talk about something. Talk about this. So, create some excitement. That's what Stein's doing. Yes, Josh, seriously, make some phone calls. I mean, when I'm talking about Kenny, I mean, Lord have mercy. Like, you can hear a pin drop. Did y'all hear that pin? Because I can hear it every time. It's like, what in the world? All right. That's my rant. I love Kenny Brooks. Don't anybody ever go out there and say that I didn't say that, because I do. I really, really do. The man has been a genius. He's putting like so many of our girls in the WNBA. They're all on. There's 4 of them that are in training camps right now, and building.
They don't. But here's the thing: maybe they don't leak stuff. Like,
they don't. They are super, super quiet. I will give them that. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and act like that I know for sure. But there was 3 or 4 big girls that I would have loved to see Kenny in on. Now, maybe they're just quiet. Maybe they were in on them. I don't know. I'm not telling you that I know that they weren't. I'm not telling you that, because they've been so quiet that they have to. Surely he's been in on some of these phone calls, talks. I mean, hell, with Pope, all we hear is that Zoom. He's been on Zoom here and Zoom there and Zoom this and Zoom Diallo and Zoom that. And like, all he does is zoom, a zoom, zoom, and a boom, boom. Seems like. So. I mean, that's all Pope does. I had to, John.
God, I think we'll end on that.
That seems like that's all he does. And then we've got Kenny over here that, like, it's like you're listening in the wind. And like you hear nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal, and it puts the fan like. And I understand that they don't owe. People say, "Well, they don't owe us anything." No, they don't. But at the same time, you would at least hear, okay, I'm going to give you an example and we'll shut the show off. So a few players that I wish Pope would have got in on. I don't know if they did or they didn't. But Juke Harris, Blackwell.
I mean, I heard Blackwell, there was some contact at first.
By top portal guys, and we never seen our name with some of the big ones. Rob Wright, Donnie Freeman. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he had a Zoom.
I think the fans, it puts the fans in a bad spot too, because then the fans are going to react a certain way, and it just puts them in a I don't know, into chaos. And I don't know how Pope's feeling right now. I don't, because I don't know him that like personally. I know him as a coach. I know him as we cover him, but he's got to hear all this noise.
Yeah, and I'll end it with the noise. Derek Anderson, I absolutely love you. DA, you have been one of my favorites since I was in my early 20s. I'm a little older than John over there. But you've been one of my favorites for a very, very long time. I will say this. It's kind of rough what you did on KSR, talking about Pope. Your teammate, in my opinion, you should be trying to help him. You've been a coach. You have a lot of knowledge. You played the game for a long time. I think you should be trying to help him, to be honest. That's just my opinion. And I love you. I love both of you. Like, honestly, that 96 team is my all-time favorite. All right?
Mine too.
Nobody comes close. I love every single one of them. You have no idea. I spent 21 and a half years hoping that one day I could see Kentucky win a national championship. And that team's the one that did it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you had the 98 team, but that was Tubby's team. But still, he had some
before. I mean, the 98 team, I'm talking about, I had lived 21 and a half years and hadn't seen it.
Yeah, you hadn't seen it. I see what you're saying.
And that was my team. All of them. McCarty, Delp, Twan, Epps, like
Mercer,
DA, Pope, Paget.
Yep.
Prickett, I think, was on that team.
Yeah, it was another.
Yeah. Oliver
Simmons,
thank you. Oliver Simmons was on that team. Some guys that other people wouldn't even know, to be honest. So, and I love you, DA. Honestly, I really, really do. Followed you, love your whole career, everything you've done. You're a national champion and a world champion in the NBA, and you have done so well and such a good coach. I think you could actually help Pope out 100%. And I would like to see you do that.
Yeah, I would.
All right, I'm going to end the show with that. And I had a little fun. Some of it I was just kind of messing around, having a little fun, because that's what we do here. Everything is not always the end of the world like some of the media and stuff make it out like it is. We'll see. We don't know all the ends and the way everything's going to end right now. So sometimes you just have a little bit of fun with everything. So with that said,
I will say, go out and enjoy the NFL draft tomorrow night. It should be interesting.
With that said, the next 3 days is the NFL draft. The NBA playoffs is going on. There's a lot of Kentucky guys that are in the playoffs. If you're a Kentucky fan, to root for.
Actually had a big one last night.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in the NBA playoffs. A lot of Kentucky guys there. So Just a lot of stuff. NHL playoffs are going on, and I know a lot of people like that as well. So it's a good time to be a sports fan for the next actually couple of months with the playoffs and everything going on. So
then we hit a dead period.
then you hit a dead period, and then you pick up with football. So we'll see. We covered that a lot on this show. We will not be back till next week. There will be no weekend show. To be honest with you, from here on out till we end season 4, we probably will just do one show somewhere around midweek each week till the end of season 4, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because Brad's got a lot of events coming up. So,
yeah. So, y'all have a good one. We will see you next week.
Take a break from me.
Oh, man. 35. Yeah. Season 4, show 70 of this season. All right. And if you go back and look, we did seasons where we did like 120 shows.
You know what's crazy is I was thinking about this the other day. I went back and watched some from 3 years ago. I don't even remember saying some of that stuff.
Yeah.
You know how you just watch it and you're like, I don't remember saying that.
Yeah.
Like you're just sitting there talking.
We've done a lot of shows over the last 4 seasons, and we're probably going to just do one a week until we end season 4.
I've had people message me on Facebook about us doing a call-in show. I don't know.
I'll tell you what we'll do. So during football season, we'll probably team up with Talking Kentucky and do some post-game shows. And we'll probably do a little bit of call-in shows on our post-game shows for football season.
Yeah. I know people have been asking about that. I had 2 or 3 people the other day ask me if we should ever have a call-in show. I will say this about call-in shows. I'm all for them, but they can get out of hand real quick if you don't,
They can. You got to screen them a little bit.
I'm just telling you, you got to screen some of the calls. Because if you don't, that's all I got to say.
Yeah.
You can get ugly quick.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. We had a little bit of fun here tonight, so we will see you guys next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, more than likely next week. Try to kind of hang in that midweek area, Tuesday or Wednesday nights. So, and we will see you guys. Y'all enjoy the draft and have a good weekend.
Yeah, have a good one.